We got done with the Jets there.
Yeah.
The Jets have a great young team. Some
Yes,
great
they do.
young players. Zach Wilson on offense. Breece Hall, unfortunately, done for the year, but he'll be back next year, running all over defenses. But on the defensive side, they have Sauce Gardner, who I think some people think is the best corner already in the NFL. Cover corner.
Yeah.
Thomas Pettinelli says, Chris and Ahmed, always love your analysis. Is Sauce the best corner in football? By the way, congrats on 420.
Hey,
so
thanks a
good.
lot, buddy. Thanks, man.
So we've had a few like this in the last few weeks, right?
Yeah, we definitely have.
And you've kind of gone around in your head trying to play some. So we're like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's just do it. Drop everything. Still analyze all these other games, but add something else to your plate.
Thank you, Ahmed.
And we'll do the top 5 cornerbacks in the NFL right now. So these are cover corners in the NFL according to Chris Simms. So we did it. We were like, let's just do it. Let's do a top 5. Why are you looking at me like that?
We did it. It was because it wasn't easy. It was not easy. It's there's a lot of good corners in football.
I say we did it, you did it. Yeah.
And then putting it together with teams play a different way and they use their guys a different way, and what's your cup of tea? Do you like the guy that's a little smaller and quicker, or do you like the guy that's got a little more length but he loses that quickness because of the length? I mean, holy crap! All right, so. That's where it's like no fucking joke. There's 15 corners that are worthy of the top 5 conversation.
Oh, here we go again.
There's 25 to 30 corners worthy of the top 10 conversation. Mm-hmm. But I'm taking a stance, and don't you worry.
Here we have a top 5.
We do.
All right, so let's do it. The top 5 cover corners in the NFL right now, according to Chris Simms. That is the preamble to your list. And let's start right with number 5. We'll get to the honorable mentions. We'll get to those others that maybe other people would have in the top 5. There's a lot of honorable
mentions that deserve to be, the name needs to be thrown in there.
We'll get to those.
Yeah.
Let's start with your number 5 cover corner in the NFL right now.
I'm going to go Sauce Gardner right there.
Not number 1.
Not number 1. No, he's not. He's not number 1. He's really good. Do I think one of the reasons I'm going to say he's not number 1, and again, you know me, right? What do I value a little bit more than the rest at corner?
The ability to put on an island this player.
Play man-to-man, right? I mean, again, you can teach to a degree how to play zone coverages and how to do it the right way. Not guys some are going to be better than others, don't get me wrong, but those are teachable things. Staying on a guy's right hip that runs 4-3 and he's running all over the field, that's special. Sauce Gardner is a little bit of a benefactor of the scheme system fit. He's not asked to play man-to-man as some of the other top corners in football. But, damn, when he does, he's still really damn good at it. I think the thing that maybe, man-to-man, he doesn't have the best top-end speed as maybe compared to some of these other guys. He can be a little grabby, but still awesome. Unbelievable length. Challenges people at the line of scrimmage when he does bump you, right? His biggest thing is, even in zone whatever, he's got a great feel for the game. What routes are coming towards him. Oh, wait, I'm in zone. All right, I'm covering this guy. But wait, I don't have to worry about him anymore. He left my area. Where to look now? He's really good at that. And then playing the ball in the air. I mean, he's just highly competitive. He because of his instincts and because he can stick his foot in the ground and he's got good speed. I mean, it's again, we're talking about top 5 corners here. We're talking about they all can fly, all right? Mm-hmm. We're differentiating between 3 rockets up your ass and 2.5 rockets up your ass here, all right? These are guys that can fly. And then, but he's so competitive at the ball. That's the other thing that I love about him. He's great with contact as the ball's in the air. Receivers are pushing on him. He doesn't move. He can hold his ground, and he can still locate the ball, get his hands on it, and break it up. He's really good in that department, let alone he can catch the ball, too, if it comes his way and intercept the ball that way. So this is like better tackler than I expected. He can play off coverage. He'll guess every now and then, but again, it's really damn good. It really is. I was thoroughly impressed. I think the biggest, thing for me there is just, yes, he's in zone maybe more than some of these guys. And I don't think he's as sticky in man-to-man coverage as some of these guys. But, man, he's a perfect system fit. And he is an island-type corner. They could ask him to play man more than he does, and he'd still be really damn good. So Sauce Gardner, number 5.
So he's the only rookie on your list, I believe.
He is the only rookie.
So would you say that he has the most room to grow, maybe of anyone in your top 5?
Yeah, he definitely does. He's definitely a little more raw than maybe some of these other guys. He's got great feet necessarily have great hips, if that makes sense. So, chopping his feet and breaking on a ball, he's really good. But now, wait, a receiver's running at me, and, he made me stop for a second, and, wait, now he's going on a double move by me. I got to turn and run. His hips aren't as greasy as maybe some of the other guys we're going to talk about here in a minute.
Can they get greasier?
They can get greasier. Those are things that I think, again, the mechanics, people teaching you where to, what to think of, when you are going to turn and run or doing something, where to place your feet. And then, of course, just repping that definitely can help him get greasier that way.
All right, this is why I like your list, because I think you went into it with the idea you're going to have a lot of young guys on this list, right? Maybe exclusively the young guys in the NFL. So you got a rookie number 5, but number 4, you got a guy in his 10th year playing in the NFL right now.
Darius Slay. I couldn't get over it. Darius Slay is playing as good a corner as I've seen him play in the last 3-4 years. Yeah. We're going back to Detroit Darius Slay a little bit here. One, I'll say this. One, doesn't play as much man as I thought either, all right? I thought he was put in a few more man-to-man situations than I realized. They're a really good defense. But, some of the principles I talked about with Sauce Gardner, I mean, again, understands zone, knows what to do, but his straight speed is still real. His hips and ability to break on the ball and close on receivers, to me, was a hair better than Sauce Gardner, right? Maybe doesn't have quite the length, but I think in a true man-to-man situation, this one was really close to me, and I just went with Darius because I think I trust him a little bit more man-to-man, and because of this. Here's another thing that I should have said. Sauce, of course, is great against big receivers. Darius can maybe not cover big receivers quite as good as Sauce can, but he's better at the smaller to intermediate receiver. And Sauce, that's not his cup of tea, the smaller jitterbug type of guy,
sure,
changing directions with that all the way. So Darius Slay, I did not expect him to have him in my top 5. I thought he was going to be 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there. But the year he's having, what he's doing in coverage, the way he's playing the ball, he's tackling well. It's like he got a little second breath of fresh air in his career here. Not to say it's been bad the last few years, but he's extraordinary so far this year.
I wonder how that happens, because you were saying corners not too dissimilar from running back, right? Where it's like you're the best, you're the best.
Falls off a little bit.
Boom, it's gone.
I know. I'm very surprised too. I don't know if it's maybe training methods that can happen too.
Yeah.
Hey, let me get back into squatting and going to the track and getting out of the hole and really sprinting. Sometimes those guys are so gifted, they get to a part of their career where I run so much all year. I don't really even do that stuff in the offseason. When we start OTAs, I start sprinting again because I'm covering guys and I go that way. I don't know, but he definitely has an extra gear in his game this year as compared to last.
The fact that he's playing like that, how key is it to their defense? They got the big dudes, of course. They already know that.
Well, I think it's just going to be huge for, big moments against really good. We're playing the 49ers, their run game. We got to put an extra guy in here. We got to have a guy that can, it's 3rd and 4. You got to be able to man up against Deebo Samuel. And that's where they got 2 corners that are capable of doing that when they need to. They don't want to live in man in Philadelphia, but when they do, they can feel comfortable.
Sometimes you see some of these corners that are aggressive, give up the big play.
Yeah.
And maybe no such corner has done that more than your number 3 corner in the NFL. Maybe it's less this year.
Yeah.
I know there were quite a few last year. Number 3 for you is?
Trayvon Diggs.
Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, sir. I mean, maybe could have made him number 2. But yeah, this guy's special. This is a special player here. Again, the guy that has similar length and size to a Sauce Gardner, but his speed is greater. You can trust him on the island a little bit more. Now, maybe doesn't have. He's dangerous. This might be the most dangerous of all the corners. Just a guy that he'll take a chance. He's got the type of makeup speed and closing speed to whoa, he's open. I threw it. Oh shit! He closed the gap. It's not open, and he might intercept it. There's a lot of that. Oh, they completed it. Okay, great. You got the completion, but holy shit, you held your breath and you started to run like you were going to have to tackle him on the pick 6. So, again, you have to live with some of that. He's going to give a play here and there, but he is a guy that, like we were talking with the last two, he can play anybody. It doesn't matter if it's Jamar Chase or it doesn't matter if it's a bigger, Justin Jefferson type or somebody with a little more size. I know they didn't play them this year, but I'm just trying to use an example there where he can do either. And then, zone coverage, he's really good. He's not as disciplined maybe as Darius Slay or Sauce Gardner, but like, again, I'm a little bit like, I don't care. Okay. I'll take the undisciplined for the fact that he might take a 60-yard pass, pick six. He puts tremendous pressure on you and tremendous man-to-man skills. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything here. And special in bump coverage, phenomenal. Off coverage, phenomenal. And that to me is rare in man-to-man situations.
So according to Pro Football Focus, he has given up the 5th most yards of any corner this season. So say you're the quarterback, you're starting against Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah. You better be careful about what routes you pick to throw on him. Oh, and you better be careful, period. Zone doesn't matter. Again, he's put in some spots that I would tell you that, like, Sauce Gardner's not put in those spots. And Darius Slay aren't quite in those spots as often as Trayvon Diggs. I will say, as I told you before the podcast, Trayvon Diggs doesn't play as much man-to-man as I thought. Dallas does, when you look at it, and I looked at it like that, they don't put him on the island as much as I thought. But they still put him in some incredibly, incredibly tough positions. Like, think about the biggest play he led up all year. Cooper Kupp touchdown, right? It's man-to-man. Cooper Kupp's in the slot, and they're just like, you got him. We're not fucking helping. If he runs across the field, you got him. Where a lot of these teams are like, even when they play man-to-man like that, they're like, well, there's somebody there in case they cross the field. So you don't have to overplay that, right? You can lag behind him just a little because you got help behind him to help you if he breaks the other way, right? Dallas, they're just like, nah, you got him. You're a freak. Fuck you. We're the Cowboys. We got studs everywhere. And okay, so Cooper Kupp catches the ball. But that's one of those plays where Stafford threw the ball and was like, oh my gosh, it's going to be a pick six. And, it just got through because he barely missed the ball on the swat down. And now he made that play and they run for a touchdown. But it's also the reason their defense is amazing because of his ability to turn the ball over. Because they're, Dan Quinn, I can do this crazy blitz shit because I can trust him against man-to-man against anybody. And he'll hold it down long enough to where my blitz will get there. So, yeah, Diggs is really, really good. Again, we can't go by grades and what they let up all the time. Not everybody's getting to play and do the same thing. And he's definitely a corner that's put in some more tough situations than maybe others.
Excuse me. Cowboys are clearly okay with that.
They're
okay with giving up the big play every once in a while. It allows them to do different things with Micah Parsons and the defensive line.
And it allows them to make plays and just be aggressive, and it's just pedal to the metal. He fits everything they want to do there. So he's got and here's the last thing. He's got the best ball skills in the NFL. He's got the best ball skills, and there's nobody that's better. There's nobody on a go route in a 50-50 situation that you trust the corner more to make the interception or knock the ball down more than Trayvon Diggs. So, guesses a little bit. I get that. But he's also great at reading his guy, too, and having a feel for what's coming. And, this formation, he's going to run the out route, and he runs, and he's all over it. And it's like if the quarterback threw it over there, it's trouble, right? But they don't. So, that's again, he's awesome. He really is.
He's number 3 for you.
Yeah.
He's not in the top 2, though.
This was, like I said, 4 and 5, I really was like, damn, 4 and 5 I went back for, and 2 and 3 were the same type of thing for me.
All right. So you settled on this player for number 2, and that player is
Xavier Howard.
Did you expect that going in?
I thought he was going to be in my top 5. I did. I didn't know if I thought it was going to be 2. No. I honestly think I went going into this thinking it was going to be Diggs at 2 and Gardner at 3. That's what I think I thought going into it, along with their number 1 that we'll mention again that, I think most people know who it is at this point. But
7th year in the NFL for Xavier Howard, all with Miami.
Yeah.
And you think he's the number 2 cover corner in the NFL right now?
Give me all the bad stats that go with it.
There is a bad stat. Yeah, Pete's put that in here. Per PFF, he's given up the 2nd most yards of any corner this season and 6 touchdowns, 2nd most behind A.J. Terrell.
Again, And A.J. Terrell is a guy that's not going to make this list, but I'm going to put him on the honorable mention after this because of the same reasons here. And A.J. Terrell might have been on this list if he wasn't hurt for the last 4 or 5 weeks. So that's another thing that hurt him. Nobody, absolutely nobody is put in the spot Xavier Howard is. Xavier Howard is really probably the only true island corner in all of football. Like a guy where you just go, the majority of the game, he is in man-to-man against the best receivers in the toughest spots in all of football. And the plays he gives up, right? Last week, he gave up a touchdown against the Bears. Some of the big plays he gave up against Justin Jefferson. I don't care. And Deion Sanders is top 10 greatest player of all time. I don't care if we bring back Deion, Batman, Superman, Captain America. No one is going to be able to cover some of these receivers in the position he's put in, right? He's put in spots where, okay, Ahmed, there's 3 receivers to the left. He's covering the inside of the 3, right? It's Justin Jefferson, by the way, kind of a good receiver, all right? He's covering him. They're all bumped man-to-man. And the 2 guys outside pick for Justin Jefferson on Xavier Howard. And now Justin Jefferson catches the ball, and we go, negative grade for Xavier Howard. I want to go, no, negative grade on defensive coordinator. That's not, like, nobody's going to be able to cover that. He can't run through 7 people and then cover a guy that runs 4.39. Like, it's just not going to happen. Oh, he's the outside receiver of this guy over here. Of 3 receivers, and then it's empty, and there's 2, and all they do is run crosses and pick, and he's got to run through his guys and the receivers and everything. Negative grade. The guy caught the shallow cross for a gain of 7, and a lot of times I'm like, it's fucking amazing. He made it a gain of 7, weaving through the traffic and tackling the guy just as he catches the ball. I mean, he's put in spots of like, it's insanity. It's insanity. And that's what happened even he gave up a touchdown last week against the Bears. They're so predictable. Teams game plan for it. And then they go, wait, he's covering the best receiver, and they design those plays for the best receiver. Right. And then he gets screwed. His man-to-man skills are off the charts good. And if he got to play zone coverages more like a Darius Slay or Sauce Gardner, his PFF grade would be at the top of football. It would be. I have no doubt. He's amazing in zone coverage. He's amazing. He's as good as anybody on this list, if not the best. He's amazing at, wait, I got this guy. Oh, wait, he left my area. Wait, I got to pass him off, and here comes another guy, and he's all over it. I mean, he's great at stuff like that. But, hey, it's T. Higgins. There's no dude, I can't even – he's covering guys with no safety in the field. No middle safety. Hey, you got T. Higgins, and we're not even going to have a safety back deep. Oh, thanks, coach. No problem. I mean – Stephon Diggs, same thing. So he's put in some spots that are unbelievable.
Our boss has heard this rant now, and he's thinking it's going off the rails. But I like this though. Yeah. So do you think that the Pete says it's on the rails, so we're okay here. Do you think that the Dolphins are then messing up? We talked about Trayvon Diggs, right? And how the Cowboys, maybe it's part of a bigger plan, right? They're like, we're okay, giving up some big plays. We know we're putting you on an island. Right. Do you think the Dolphins, though, it's more of like, they're not playing this right with Xavier Howard? Or is it part of a bigger plan for them, too? It's where we know you're going to get beat for some big plays, but we're doing this for a reason because it'll help us do this.
I think they want to play that way to a degree.
They're okay with this.
They want to get Tua and the offense and the explosiveness back on the field, and we're going to go down and score. I think they're okay with it. Do I think they do it too much? Yes. I think that's why they got Bradley Chubb, because they were a little bit like, we can't keep doing this, and we can't keep like blitzing 6 and 7 and leaving this guy one-on-one with no safeties a lot of the times, like he gave up the slant pass to Rashad Bateman. Remember that in the Ravens game, and Rashad Bateman ran for like a 70-yard touchdown? Yep. Right? There's 10 guys at the line of scrimmage. So if he doesn't just absolutely cover the guy like glue and tackle him right away, it's trouble. And again, I know people are going to go, well, that's a negative grade. And I want to go, I know, but he's like one of 4 or 5 people in football that you even think about putting in these positions. Yeah. And he's really the best at it. He's really phenomenal. He's better at the guy number one, I think, truly at man-to-man coverage, right? It's not that much better, all right? But it's damn good. And, of course, his ball skills are off the charts good, too.
Has he been a little hobbled this year, too?
Well, he had a
hamstring.
That's the other part. He had a period during the year where, yes, there was like 2 weeks where he was kind of questionable and not quite himself, but still plays. And they still were like, hey, cover that guy again with no help. I mean, it's really remarkable. It's really remarkable.
This is why I like your list. He's given up some touchdowns. He has 0 interceptions this year, but he is number 2 on the Chris Simms.
He's caused some interceptions. He's tipped some balls in the air. He's made some really big plays. I mean, he's phenomenal.
A lot of praise for Xavier Howard of the Miami Dolphins, but he is not the number 1 cover corner in the NFL right now.
No, that's where you got to go with Patrick Surtain. I don't think that'll be a surprise. Patrick Surtain II to anybody who's been listening to this podcast. I mean, he's amazing. You know, they really could probably play him in man-to-man situations more than they do.
It sounds like even though you said that Xavier Howard does some things better than Patrick Surtain, it sounds like this was not even that hard for you.
No, it wasn't. When I said that last part about Xavier Howard, I was like, I don't know. Maybe I should rephrase that and just go, he barely beats him maybe in some man-to-man situations. Sure. I don't know. It's close. Surtain's a bigger human being. He can't maybe put the brakes on and stop and restart quite the same way Xavier Howard is. But his, ability to jam at the line of scrimmage, his ball skills, amazing. Again, equally as effective off versus bump. Xavier Howard be a guy, when he plays man-to-man, he's definitely better at bump than he is playing off. And then Surtain is he's got incredible knowledge of the defense and, where his weaknesses are and understanding how to play zone coverage. And then again, too, the other part of him, like I talked about with Trayvon Diggs, is it doesn't matter what you are. Small receiver, he's got the quicks and the speed to mess with them. Bigger receiver, DK Metcalf, he can hang in there and bump them and stay right with them. And, the thing he's better at than I think maybe I even gave him credit for coming out and everything is his top end speeds. It's better than I thought coming out of Alabama. It is. It's just he's got that ability, a little like Diggs does and Xavier Howard, to run with the receiver, and I don't have to run full speed in case you put the brakes on and run some out route or comeback route. I can kind of go 90% and, oh, wait, he's stopping. Oh, I'll put my foot in the ground. So now because I'm going 9%, I can really put my foot in the ground and drive instead of if I was going 100% because I'm maxed out trying to run, then I got to take some extra steps to stop. Sauce Gardner, that's something I should have said. That's what he has to do. It's somebody's running a go route. I got to turn and dig so hard that when they stop, it's a lot of extra steps there. Surtain is like, boom, bam, there. And it's just incredibly clean across the board. It really is. And he's got it all, too. His ball skills maybe not as good as Diggs or Howard, but they're right there. They're right off the cusp there, right?
Yeah.
It's right there. And of course, incredible. Maybe not as good as the interceptions playing the ball, but maybe better than those guys at timing the hand to swat the ball down. He's really good at that. I feel like most DBs miss, so many times oh, wait, he was right there. He just missed knocking the ball down.
Sure.
He doesn't miss a whole lot.
It just highlights how unfortunate this year has been for the Broncos so far.
Yeah.
Right? Because their defense is elite. I mean, their defense and their pass defense might be the best in the NFL. They have the number 1 cover corner, according to you. It's like if that offense was just average, halfway decent with Russell Wilson, they expected it to be better than that. But if they were just average, this team would be right there. This team would be very difficult to beat.
No doubt. And listen, I don't, I never am really like this. You can blame one person, and that's Russell Wilson. It's crap. He's playing like crap. There's no other way. This is where I'm trying to defend Nathaniel Hackett right now because people are already trying to get him fired here. And I want to go, wait, there's some positive things here. Again, nobody would have saw this coming. And if anybody watched their last game over in London, Orlovsky and Lewis Reddick did a great job of showing a number of plays where they were going, I don't know what he's looking at. There is people open. And I can promise you it's been like that every game all year. So that's the big issue. But, yeah, it does. It stinks. And, that defense should be together for a while. So hopefully they can keep that going and Russell can get up to speed. And, maybe it's next year that it all comes together.
Maybe it's a lack of confidence in practice for Russ because it's like he goes against these guys. He's like, man, I suck. What's going on here? It's like, no, they're very, very good. So there's your top 5.
Woo.
You mentioned there might be 50 players that are worthy. No, not that many, but a lot that you could have considered in the top 5. And other people, if they have them in the top 5, you're not going to be mad at them.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.